Hello and welcome to this edition of Bayou Time. I'm your host, Keith Whiteside, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad to be joining you, and thank you for joining us. You know, we always like to bring to you updates happening in our community. We've got some really good updates for you today. We welcome back to the program Ms. Jennifer Armand. Jennifer, thanks for joining us again today.
Thank you, Keith. It's always a pleasure to be here.
All right. And of course, Executive Director of the Bayou Community Foundation. But we also have somebody else very special with you today, Ms. Dale Nord, who's a volunteer at the St. Vincent de Paul Community Pharmacy. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate that. So, Jennifer, let's talk a little bit about some of these nonprofit grants program that you guys are involved with.
Yes, well, yesterday was what we like to call the most wonderful day of the year for Bayou Community Foundation.
We get to give out money.
Yes. And more importantly than giving
Right,
out money, we're
right.
supporting some very critical
Oh,
programs
absolutely.
in our
Absolutely.
region. So yesterday marked 10 years that Bayou Community Foundation has been having an annual grants program for our local nonprofits. And
Wow.
yesterday,
So happy anniversary,
Well,
because that's a
thank you.
really big deal.
Yeah,
All right,
thank
very
you.
good.
Thank
so tell us
you.
about yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday we awarded 32 grants
Wow.
valued at $316,500
Wow.
to nonprofits working in Lafourche, Terrebonne, and Grand Isle, doing everything from food and medicine distribution, and Ms. Dale will tell you a little bit about the medicine distribution that they do,
Right.
programs for at-risk youth, supplies and food for the elderly, different programs that help those in our community who are marginalized, vulnerable, at risk. And we have seen the needs just really increase since Hurricane Ida, of course.
Right, absolutely. And so again, there were the shots for the food bank, and some
Yes.
of those are just so very many things. But Ms. Dale, let's talk a little bit about your volunteer work and some of the things you do over at St. Vincent de Paul.
One of the things that we do, and we only have one program, and that program is to provide free medication for those people in Terrebonne, Lafourche, and St. Mary parishes, and the city of Grand Isle who cannot afford their medicine. You know, medicine is very expensive.
Yes, ma'am.
And these are people who do not have any insurance. They're not on veterans benefits. They're not on any government program. And so we provide free medication for them when they present their prescriptions to us. We have several volunteers. We have our whole staff is completely volunteer. The pharmacists, the pharmacy techs, the screeners, they're all volunteers. And we are located at 201 Canal Street in Houma, Louisiana, and we're open on Tuesdays from 9 to 11 in the morning.
And again, you bring up a really good point about need. And listen, as a social worker, I can't thank you enough for the work that St. Vincent de Paul Community Pharmacy does, because there are some people that just, they don't have the ability to get or access the services that they need to cover, the insurance to cover medication.
That's
They
right.
can't afford a Part D plan, or they can't afford, or they don't qualify for Medicaid. And so for them to be able to have a place to go to get that on Tuesdays, again, all voluntary, just, it always warms people's heart, I think, when we find out that we have an all voluntary staff to do that. Tell us about some of the joy that y'all see for people
Okay, one of the
getting
things,
what they need.
and we were started in 2001 by Dr. William Walsh. He saw there was a need in this community and the area of parishes to provide free medicine for people who could not afford it. And so with the help of friends and St. Vincent de Paul Society from Houma Terrebonne Diocese, they began the pharmacy, and that was in 2001. In that amount of time, we have provided 188,000 free prescriptions at a cost of approximately $16 million.
Oh my goodness.
In addition to grants that we write, we also get medicine from doctors who don't need their samples, and we also get some from the nursing homes who do not need theirs. And these are unopened, and they are not needed by them at that particular time. So we do have pretty much medicine now. We are a licensed pharmacist, and we go through the process every 2 years to make sure that we are upheld to the standards that the state provides for the local pharmacists. So we stay very busy.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm one of the people they call. I'm one of the people that gives out your information to those family members. I tell them, make sure you call on Tuesday 9 to 11, and check in to see what you can do and go by and see if they have something that they can fill for you. And so thank you so very much for what you do. But that's an amazing number, 188,000 for roughly. That's almost $1 million a year.
Yeah.
Since 2001 for y'all been doing that. It's just under $1 million a year in providing necessary medications for people that can't afford it.
One of the things that we do, we get a lot of letters from the people who come to the pharmacy thanking us because some of them, they have to make a choice between buying medicine or buying something to eat, buying medicine or buying cleaning supplies. And so we provide those free medications for them. And for us, it's very rewarding, and I can tell you this, we go ahead and provide about 91% of our free prescriptions that we get. Some of them we can't provide the medication for them because we don't have access to it, or that it's just a little bit out of our reach. But we spend approximately $10,000 to $15,000 a month to purchase medicine to give to these individuals.
To give to those people. Nonprofit conference, which is such a great idea, by the way.
Yes, yes. On August 10th, Bayou Community Foundation will host our 5th annual Bayou Region Nonprofit Conference, presented by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Louisiana.
Oh, very cool. Thanks.
The conference is held at Fletcher Technical Community College.
Okay.
So we're grateful to them for allowing us to use their facility, and they've been a tremendous partner to us over the past 5 years. Also, we have a sponsorship from Entergy, and we're pleased with that support as well. But the great thing about the day is we invite nonprofit leaders, volunteers, board members from all across our area. We even extend our invitation to nonprofits in the St. Mary, River parishes, North Shore, New Orleans, Lafayette areas to join us for our theme this year is Stronger Together, for a conference that focuses on learning, growing, strengthening your nonprofit, but also connecting with other local organizations to better serve the residents that you serve as a nonprofit, and perhaps create new opportunities for programming that nonprofits share or have in common.
Yeah, so, and these partnerships, right?
Yes.
It's one of those things that we talk about all the time with Tita, is about partnerships. And nonprofits very often, we're skinny in as much as how we get things done, right? We require volunteers, and MSDL is a great example. These programs require a great deal of volunteer support, and because they're so lean, when we can partner with other people, it's a great idea. And this particular nonprofit conference is a way to do it.
Yes, absolutely. And we have a great lineup of wonderful presentations and speakers. I guarantee that any nonprofit representative who attends will learn something that day, and also make valuable connections with other people in our community. So we really encourage them to attend.
Okay.
And Katie can share with us some of the presentations.
Yeah, so let's do that. And it is going to be on that Thursday. Right?
Oh, Thursday,
August
10th. Yes.
At Fletcher. From when?
8 a.m. is doors open at 8 a.m. and we'll conclude by 2:30 that afternoon.
Very good. All right, Katie, run through the lineup with us and all the excitement that people can look forward to for that on August the 10th.
Thank you. Our opening presentation is by Dr. Joyce Bracey, and it is titled Storm-Proofing Your Nonprofit When Skies Are Blue. Wow. This presentation is specifically so that we can prepare now for when challenges occur later. We know from going through COVID and going through Ida that if we are not prepared both financially and physically, and we don't have our volunteers prepared and our workers prepared, that we're going to face a lot of very difficult challenges. So what Dr. Joyce Bracey is going to do is give us tips and strategies to prepare now for not the if, but the when.
Sure.
After that, we have some great breakout sessions.
Okay.
One of them by Carrie David Lawson is getting your board off to the right start. So for a lot, especially smaller nonprofits, getting that very secure board who has a clear objective and can help move that nonprofit forward is very, very important. So Carrie's going to help them do that. How do you pick board members? How do you set expectations? How do you learn how to work better together? Another one we have is Work Smarter, Not Harder, Retaining Your Donors Through Thinking and Communication by Nora Elterson, I'm sorry,
okay.
from the Funding Seed. She is going to be giving tips and tricks on being able to communicate with your donors more efficiently and why that's important. Why is it important to communicate with them, to send those thank you notes, to send out newsletters, keeping them up to date with what's going on, and how keeping them connected with your nonprofit helps them feel a part of it and helps grow that base. One of the other ones that we're all very excited about is with Susan Mancuso. She's doing the terrible tease of special events.
Okay.
We love our special events around here. We love our cook-offs and all those things.
Right.
But what a lot of people don't realize is what goes into that planning.
Right.
Specifically, she's going to focus on trash, toilets, and tents.
Wow. You know, because getting a group of people that want to spend time doing that at your, the volunteers are like, yeah, I'll do anything but this, right? The three
Yes.
T's. I like it.
Yes, we're very
Okay.
excited about this one. So not only is she going to be giving tips and tricks on how to plan those, but also on alternatives. So is throwing these big in-person events actually the most valuable thing for your money and time for your nonprofit? Or are there other fundraising opportunities that you can look into?
Right.
So she's going to be helping us navigate
Okay.
that. And then one of the ones that I'm really excited about personally is going to be impact-driven storytelling. So Sarah Cortell, I'm going to say her last name wrong. How
It's
do you
okay.
say it? Vanderspin? Yes.
Hey, the effort is what matters.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
She's going to be talking about how we can, as nonprofits, tell our stories, how we can explain to the general public, donors, everyone involved, what we're doing and why we're doing it. Why is it so important that our nonprofit exists? What's
Gotcha.
the impact that we're making? And I believe that storytelling is very important, especially in this digital age. We need to be able to do that.
Right.
And then the most exciting thing of the whole day is the closing. And
Okay.
we are going to be doing a collaborative connection, unlocking the power of collaboration. And this is going to be an interactive afternoon where the nonprofits will be able to specifically work together to find those connections and where we can move forward to doing better partnerships.
I love it. Again, it's on August the 10th. If people are interested, they need to register by August 7th.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
And they can find that information on the website.
Yeah, BayouConference.org
BayouConference.org.
has all the information.
Ladies, thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank
Keith.
you.
All right. And that will do it for this particular segment. Don't go anywhere. A lot more Bayou time when we continue.